Hey everyone, Zephyr here, and welcome to another speed build in The Sims 2. Today it's a shorter build, and that is mainly because I'm sick. And you might be like, Zephyr, you don't need to record content when you're sick. Please rest. And I have one thing to say to that, and that is shut up. I do understand that kind of sentiment, but I'm truly fine. I don't think making a build in The Sims 2 is exerting hard work. I don't think recording a voiceover is exerting hard work. I'm not out there in the trenches of a retail job or another job that's physically taxing and trying to work while sick. I'm sitting in front of my computer. I'm not exerting myself in any capacity. I am fine to record this video. I see people in Little Simsy's comment sections whenever she mentions that she's sick being like, "Oh, you don't have to post the video. Don't feel like you need to post the video. Get some rest." You guys are expelling the same energy as my mother did years ago when I stayed home sick from school and I wanted to go and watch The Price is Right or something, and then she gave me this snarky attitude that hey, you're sick, you shouldn't be watching The Price is Right. Well, why shouldn't I watch The Price is Right while sick? It's the perfect time to relax and watch The Price is Right. I don't have to be in my bed the whole time, feeling miserable. I could be on the couch miserable watching something entertaining, or I could be on my computer feeling kind of pretty bad and playing a video game I enjoy and making YouTube videos, which I'm really enjoying too. Sure, rest is important, but being sick doesn't necessarily mean you're bedridden. Notice how I say necessarily. There's different levels of sickness, I'm aware. I don't want to get into the nuances, but I'm just saying that I'm fine, and I am happy, and I enjoy this build that I built for you today, and I'm happy to get this voiceover out, so don't worry about me, Mr. Strawman, that I'm creating in my head. Don't worry. But anyway, today we are building a tiny home in The Sims 2. And I think I'm calling it a micro tiny home, because by Sims 2 standards, this house is micro. Even the lot it's on is micro. It's a 1x1 lot in The Sims 2, which is something I had to download because the vanilla game does not have 1x1 lots. I think the smallest lots you can normally get in The Sims 2 are the 3x1 lots and the 2x2 lots. Kind of too lazy to open up my game and look, but that's just what I think it is based off of my memory. And this little tiny lot right here is something that I discovered years ago that a modder was able to pull off, and I really like them because land is fairly expensive in The Sims 2. I mean, it's not expensive, but when you're down a few simoleons and you're not cheating, it's hard to decorate a house. So by downloading this lot, you're able to still make a tiny home, but make it more decorated, which I really enjoy. I like spaces that are decorated in The Sims. And this tiny home is actually functional. I'm not saying fully functional, but it is functional. And the reason I say that is because I discovered two little quirks about this build when I was playtesting it. The first quirk is the front door. It works. Your Sims can enter and exit the build as they please. However, the door will get stuck open the first time your Sim uses it. And I think it's not because the door is trying to hold space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. I know that meme is old, but I love it. I think it's just because there's a lot of objects in a small space and the game just gets confused and doesn't think the door can close, so it doesn't close the door. It's a whole thing. I don't know if there's a mod or anything to fix it, but the build still works. And the second quirk is just the fact that I placed down a toaster oven and the Sim refuses to use it. I was getting kind of cute with the toaster oven though, so I understand why the game's no, it's not gonna happen, we're not gonna make this work for you. But I don't know. The toaster oven is on a counter. The game could at least throw me a bone and let my Sim use it. I thought it was a nice little addition to the kitchen the way I did it. But the game did not like me trying to be cute and using the toaster oven. I didn't test it out because honestly I wasn't feeling really thorough, but I think the problem might be the chair I place under the counter. This house is going to be available for download. If you want to like download it and test things out and maybe, you know, fix the door situation, feel free. All my builds are linked down below on my Patreon. That being said, despite its faults, I'm so proud that I made this build work. Like, it's such a tiny space, and tiny spaces are hard to work with in The Sims 2, and I was just glad that this build came out relatively smoothly. If I had to post this video and be like, yeah guys, I made a tiny home and it's not functional at all, I feel like that would be kind of lame. It would defeat the purpose of the challenge of building a tiny home in The Sims 2. Like, just making a build that's not functional at all. Like, anyone can do that. But building a tiny home while keeping in mind the mechanics of the game is more impressive to me, instead of just building for the aesthetic. Oh, and a little life update slash state of the channel address. I think I'm gonna start streaming more on YouTube soon, on this channel. I streamed the other day and I had such a good time. I'm starting a new Pleasant View series that I think is only gonna be on stream. And if I hadn't been like so sick the past couple days, I would have streamed more, but I didn't have it in me, okay? Streaming takes more out of me than sitting at home watching The Price is Right or recording this video, because like, on stream you gotta constantly be on, right? And when I'm recording this voiceover, I can take breaks or whatever. It's not as exerting, but streaming is exerting to me, so I've been resting from that, even though I only did one stream. Just I don't feel up to it right now, but I think I'm gonna be up for it more in the future, because I like interacting with you guys, and I had a good time with that. So you can look forward to that. I don't think we're gonna have a set schedule just yet, but we'll see. The streams are going to be a mixture of gameplay and building, and I think it's just going to be a good time, so I'm looking forward to that in the future. I'm also looking forward to working on my Sims 2 Build a City Challenge series more. I've been kind of neglecting it, but I've been sick longer than I've been letting on, I think, because like a while ago I had the ear infection, and then I was feeling like wonky for a week or so, and now I just have this full-blown cold. So like, I've been roughing it for the past few weeks. I think that's why my content has kind of slowed down, even though like I was going into the year being like, yeah, new year, new me, I'm gonna post like 3 times a week on YouTube, and I'm gonna post consistently on my other platforms, and I'm gonna be the most consistent person of all time. And like, no, it's not happening. Like, my body's just like, no, you're tired and sick, chill, right? So that's what I've been going through. I'm still very much excited for 2025. I think it's going to be a good year once I get over this cold, okay? Like, once I start breathing out of these 2 nostrils again instead of just one, it's going to be over for... I was going to say you bitches. It's going to be over for you bitches, you know? But you guys are not bitches. I love you. I'm in a mood today. Maybe I should, like, pre-record, like, a bunch of voiceovers, because I feel like this one's going well. I'll look back on this one and be like, what was I thinking? Like, you should have been in bed resting. Like, what are you going on about? But, like, I seriously think I'm, like, dropping the best voiceover of all time right now. Oh, jeez. But anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys. Maybe I should pretend to be, like, one of those, like, Sims YouTubers that actually talks about the build for the last 30 seconds of this video here. I put these beautiful bushes in front of the house just to signify that this house was built in the Northern Hemisphere, because these remind me of bushes that were found in the Northern Hemisphere in 1845. Okay. Imagine if this was like a 40-minute voiceover. I'd be losing my mind. Like, I'm already losing my mind. What's happening?